Hi, I'm Dr. Mel, and I'm on a mission to discover the people creating the biggest impact in our communities. Together, we'll meet the people behind the vision, see lives being changed, and celebrate the good all around us, because seeing the good is where change begins. Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Seeing the Good. Today, we are at the Dallas 24-Hour Club. We're going to learn about what recovery and homelessness looks like when we are helping our community out, changing lives, and making an impact. So thank you for joining me.
Dr. Mel!
Welcome to the T4. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Come on.
Hi friends, thank you for joining me today on Seeing the Good, and we are sitting with Tim Grigsby with the Dallas 24-Hour Club, and we're going to learn a little bit about their nonprofit and what they're doing. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining me, Tim.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
It's an honor to be here. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about how the Dallas 24-Hour Club started. Can you fill us in?
Sure. Dallas 24-Hour Club is a lot like almost every nonprofit. It grew out of a community need. And somebody, gets a great idea and they go for it. And our go-getter was a guy named Tillman. The need is that after 10 p.m. they were going to close the place where he was helping a man. And he said, well, just leave the key and I'll lock up. And they said, no, you have to leave. And he said, this man needs help. I need a place where I can help somebody 24 hours a day. And he knew in his mind at that point that he was going to open a 24-hour club where somebody could get help regardless of time. That was in 1969. Wow. We've been in continuous operation for about 56 years.
Wow.
And Tillman's idea has grown into a place where we try to reduce barriers for people to get off the streets and get sober.
Wow. Okay, so you guys were in a different location. Yes. How many times have you moved to different places?
From 1969 until now, we've been in at least 6 locations. Oh. And it started in a dentist's office in East Dallas, where we would have meetings. And then we moved to a small house on Tremont, which is over here in East Dallas, and there were 4 couches, and that slept 8 men.
Okay.
There was plenty of room to have recovery meetings there too, and we've moved over the years, but we have been on Ross Avenue since the early 80s.
Okay, and so tell me what you guys do. What are y'all about? If I need to come here, what does that look like? Explain a little bit about your process and you guys as a whole.
Sure. So Dallas 24-Hour Club provides transitional living support services and essential life skills for homeless alcoholics and addicts so they can embrace long-term sobriety and become productive and contributing members of society. We take the people that have burned all their bridges, that have nowhere to go, that oftentimes have been to the emergency rooms. Their families have cast them out. They are literally the prodigal sons out there that have nowhere to turn. They have had problems with drugs and alcohol, which is a disease. It's not a moral failing. The main thing about it is that it's treatable. Is we welcome people in as long as they're willing to recover. They're willing to follow some rules, stay sober, become employed, help others. And that's where we really fit in. When a person needs a break, we're there to give it to them. But we're not going to be taken advantage of, and we're a zero tolerance facility. If a person is not serious about sobriety or getting off the streets, we'll ask them to leave politely, but firmly. The other thing that we provide to the community is kind of a home base. We're open to the public 365 days a year from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have 38 recovery meetings here a week that are open to the public. And what that does is it allows our people here to start building relationships with people who aren't here.
Right.
And build a sober support network. We don't recover alone.
Right.
We have to be in community with other people. And also, people who maybe aren't ready to come in yet.
Right.
It gives them an opportunity to come in and get around some sober people that are in recovery. And that was me. I was not exactly ready to be sober, but I knew I wanted to change my life, and that's when I started to come up here. There's a lot of seed planting and helping others. In 2021, we opened the Tillman House, which is an apartment style sober living 0.6 of a mile away from here, which extends the runway.
Right.
A lot of people think if I just go for 30 days, then I can go back to my regular life. Well,
Right.
maybe not.
Right.
And so we have seen our recidivism rate cut in half over the past 4 years, from about 28% to in 2025 around 14%, due to the Tillman House and
Okay.
other wraparound services that we believe benefit people long term when they're not here.
All the staff that we hire, outside the development team, we hire from within. All of us are products of getting sober at the Dallas 24 Hour Club. So when we have outside people, who call us up and say, hey, I'd like to know, can I have an opportunity to work at the 24 Hour Club? While they have all the credentials
Right.
that are required to work in recovery, the most important credential is that we have a common shared experience.
I love it.
Yeah, so when a
It's
resident,
the heart level.
when a resident has a concern about how something might be running at phase 1 or phase 2, they know that we've been there.
Yeah.
And we'll help them navigate through that. We'll tell them, we'll share our experience, strength, and hope with them as what we did that helped us get through that. If somebody is coming here just because they're homeless and they just want to get streets, that's not a qualification to live here. It's why are you homeless? Is it because you have a problem with drug addiction and alcoholism? Those are the people that we serve.
Okay.
Now we have over 38 recovery meetings that meet here weekly. People come in from all parts of Dallas who are in recovery to be of service to our residents. That's how our residents will find their 12-step sponsor, find them at a meeting. And people will come to the 24 Hour Club just so they can find themselves a sponsor. The 24 Hour Club originally started out on Henderson, which is right here. It was a small house. Then they bought, then that building is actually an old hotel. Bonnie and Clyde actually stayed at. Gives you an idea how old it is. and then you have the new building here.
Okay.
Now, this is the Hubcap Cafe. Now what we do is we have a full service kitchen. In the kitchen, we have a kitchen training program. They work in the kitchen for 6 months. We place them in restaurants in Dallas. We house 85 residents. We stay at 95% capacity. But the one beautiful thing about the 24 Hour Club is if we don't have a spot available and you qualify to live here, it might take a day or two to get in, but we'll get you in. We have the ladies live downstairs, and I'll bring you upstairs and I'll show you where they're at.
Oh, awesome.
So what we do is we do provide laundry to our residents. If you're a phase 1 resident, we provide you the quarters for the machines. Once you become self-supporting and you become employed, then you're responsible to take care of your own laundry
Okay.
financially. This is a meditation room
Oh.
where people can get quiet every morning. If they're meeting with their sponsors and they need some privacy, we do have computer access to our residents when they are on property and they want to do a job search or get on the computer or look up something. What we do at phase 1 is we provide a mat and we provide bedding, pillows, sheets, blankets to all phase 1 residents, and they lay the mat out on the floor. They sleep on the mat. One of the reasons why we do that, starting on the floor on the mat, is just to practice a little humility when we first get here.
Okay.
It's about getting humble.
So not a cot, like literally
No,
a mat
the
on the
ladies
floor.
stay on cots.
Okay.
And it just brought everybody to the same level. Phase 1, we do hook you up with every possible essential item you need, whether it's towel, hygiene products, clothing, underwear, socks, whatever you need, we will provide.
And what is the time frame for phase 1? I know it's individual, but
Okay, depending on the level of when you showed up here, like sometimes people come in, they might have a job, and they just don't have a place to live because they just lost their apartment.
right.
Well, you could be on the floor a minimum of 3 days.
Okay.
And I'd say there's really no maximum. When I say that is like typically guys want to get off the floor and into a bed.
Okay.
But I would say our typical length of stay on the floor is about maybe 2.5, 3 weeks. Sometimes somebody might be on the floor a little over a month. It all depends because some people come in different levels of broken. It might take them a little longer to find that job.
Yeah.
But once they find a job and they're starting to pay that $13 a day, we immediately move them up to phase 2. And I'll show you phase 2.
Okay.
So this is giving you an idea what a room looks like.
It's like a fun college dorm.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is so nice.
We have a liaison room in phase 1 and we have a liaison in phase 2. What their job is to do is while the programming staff is not around at night, their job is to keep an eye on things. They'll do random drug testing and they'll do nightly breathalyzing to make sure our residents aren't drinking or using.
Okay, so one thing you had mentioned about your story, and can you share a little bit about that, about what brought you here personally?
Sure.
And how you found out about this nonprofit?
I'm not a first generation alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic as well as many other people in my extended family. I took my first drink when I was about 15 years old, after my family had told me for a long time that you probably shouldn't drink. You have a pre-existing hereditary chance to be an alcoholic, and I thought that was a great idea because I had seen what alcohol had done to my family and it destroyed it. And I took a drink and I was like, I don't know what the big deal is about. And I quickly, became an alcoholic very, very fast. But when I was in high school, I was a straight A student, and I had a football scholarship to go play at Trinity College in the Northeast, and I lost all that behind alcohol and drugs. Most people who continue to ruin their lives like I did eventually find out about the 24-hour club.
Right, okay. Well, that was one of my questions, is how do people know you guys are here?
Either they come up here to attend a recovery meeting, hey, if you don't get your life together, you're going to end up living at the 24-hour club. And I'd be like, that's not going to be me. That's not going to be me.
A lot of the people on staff here, is it 80% have been through the program?
Yes, ma'am. Over 80% of our staff members are alumni of the program. And I don't think we hire them just because they're alumni. We hire them because they're qualified. We also have job training programs like the recovery job training program and the kitchen training program, where people will work for 6 months. The recovery job training program, they learn how to work in treatment, detox, sober living, transitional living. They receive certifications such as CPR, first aid, AED, Narcan, nonviolent crisis intervention, abuse, neglect, exploitation. The kitchen training program, which is the Hubcap Cafe.
Yes, I need to have a pancake.
We got the best pancakes in Dallas. And they're about this big. They're the size of a hubcap.
And they come with peanut butter, which is my favorite blend, in case you're wondering. So one of my reasons for doing this is I want to learn about how to vet nonprofits more effectively for myself, and hopefully educate anybody else that's curious about that.
Sure.
So for you guys, how do you keep your numbers transparent?
I think the number one thing is publicly available documents for every nonprofit. The first thing is going to be a 990.
So where can someone find a 990 if they've never heard of that before?
You can go to places like Charity Navigator, where you can look up any nonprofit, and they're going to have a lot of different information about them, how big their budget is, who's on their board of directors, what their programs are. But you're going to look for the Form 990. And so our 990s are tax returns, right? And that's going to show income and expenses and, how much my salary is on the 990.
So salaries are included, because I've asked this question before and I'm curious to see sometimes I feel like they're not and sometimes they aren't. Are they normally included?
There's a certain, so your number one employee has to be on there. And then there's a certain level that if it exceeds that, you have to report it on the 990. So you're going to know what salaries are being paid. You're going to know a statement of functional expensing. Right. And so that is just an extremely high level way to say, what's my dollar going to? Right. Last year, our program spend was 75%. So that means 75 cents of every dollar went to our programs and our residents. Right. I'm pleased to report that this year we're up to 79%. And our goal is to be at 80.
So sometimes I feel like I'm going to give $10. That's all I got. Is that even going to move the needle? So 100%. Will you explain why what you just said, that makes your dollar really powerful?
$7.90 out of every $10 is going to go to our residents and our programs.
That's great. So in the midst of everything you see day in and day out through recovery and homelessness, how do you continue to see the good in the midst of the pain and the suffering and really just the hardships? And life is hard.
It really is. And if you focus on it, it gets bigger. Well, I think I'll respond to your question by a memory that I have. Yesterday, I was in the office working, and I see a woman who graduated from our program a couple months back walking down the hall. And right behind her were these pint-sized versions of herself, and her 2 kids are right there. And they kind of look like her. And one of them has a lollipop, and she has a big smile on her face, and she comes up to me, she goes, Tim, I want you to meet my kids. And I reach down and I talk to them, and she's sober. She has her 2 kids back in her life. She has a job. She comes up here and gives back. To see the light turn on when somebody comes in here dejected, and 30 days later they have rebuilt their self-esteem.
Yeah.
And they're feeling better about themselves. Seeing the people, actual human beings, right? These aren't numbers. They're not just names. They're human beings who you cry together, and you go through the good times and you go through the bad times. Seeing them reclaim their lives, smile, have self-esteem, and have learned long-term sobriety and stay off the streets makes it all worth it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, you are awesome.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to buy 1 pancake,
1 pancake? Absolutely.
please.
Peanut butter on it?
Yes, please.
All right.
Can I flip one?
Yeah. I'll do the first one so you can see the technique, and then when this one sets up, I'll let you give it a go.
Okay, these are world famous hubcap pancakes. I'm so excited at the Dallas 24 Hour Club. These are what you come here for, to have a hubcap pancake. They give you peanut butter and butter with it. What else do you need? Maple syrup.
I'll make sure I get all the way under it.
Oh wow, you make this look easy. What do you think, it's ready?
Yeah, it should be ready.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do it like you. Okay, ready?
Pretty good.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
I think I did pretty good. Okay, this is the baby pancake that we set aside for Stuart Little. This is fun. I'm good at this.
On the plate.
It really is that big. Wow.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is fun. Do you want to split this with me? Okay, I'm excited. Okay, who doesn't like a little butter? I'll try not to eat too much butter. Peanut butter. Notice how I'm gonna do it like a piece of pie. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it in a little roll and then dip it into. How good is that? Y'all ready? Okay. It's fluffy. So I bet you're wondering, what is Seeing the Good? Seeing the Good is a web series that I'm creating where I'm highlighting the good that people are doing in our community, and then we're gonna bless them. So in this series, we are going to spotlight about 6 nonprofits, learn about what they're about, where they came from, what they're doing, even in the financial realm, and how they are impacting lives on a daily basis. So join me, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and then together, we're all going to have a say on how we are going to bless them from the Leela Meacham Fund. I'm excited for us to see the good, do the good, and be the good together. Thank you for joining me.